Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this program again. And in the previous time, you were introduced some of the concept, theory, application, interpretation about the faith counseling, as well as some technique over there. So I wish you enjoy them. And in this time, we have 10 chapters telling you something more formal about the faith development in China. Okay. So many people think that faith itself is quite a super studious word, saying that we can only believe it, we can't discuss it, and we can't argue with them, and there's no historical foundation whatsoever. However, when I want to introduce a scholastic approach to faith and technique, and today, from now on, we will go through 10 times telling you, in fact, there's a complete and quite perfect theories on faith already introduced in China 2,000 to 3,000 years ago. There are 7, according to my studies, there's 7 classics which are representative of Chinese mindset, mentality on faith. And there's a theory to support them. So from now on, I'm going to introduce you a classic each time, so that you can have a brief ideas whether faith is a kind of studious thing or it is a philosophical thing, and can be subject to empirical tests. Okay. Firstly, what I tell you, what are the 7 classics? The 7 classics, of course, they're all written in Chinese, some of the traditional Chinese, classical Chinese, so I can only translate the name to you according to the meanings. They are the moral classics, the history, the ancient history of China, the I Ching, and there's Chun, and there's another book written, they call the Chun, the Methods, and also there's a Well Balanced, another book called Well Balanced, and the 7 books they call the White Tiger's Wisdom. So it sounds strange to you, doesn't it? Yes, it is strange. So don't worry, no rush. We still have much time to go through them. Sooner or later, from this time and to next time, and to elections, etc. So I just want to let you know there are 7 classics which lie the very solid foundation of Chinese mindsets on faith. This time I introduce you the moral classics. The moral classics, they call it the moral classics. It's written by Laozi, they call it the Laozi. Laozi is a man, of course, is a man who was born in around 2,500 years ago, and there's no detailed biography about this person, but he has left some sayings, may not be written by him in the book. He left some saying and record by other people, telling people that some things about cosmology as well as life philosophy. So it is called moral classics. So what's the relationship between moral classics and faith? Basically, these classics introduce you 2 things. One thing is called the positive and negative, they call the yin and called the yang, and the sun and the moon, etc., the dark and the light, etc. It's an opposite concept. They call it yin and yang. It's an opposite concept telling you that every matters in the world, they're all the time, there are 2 faces, just like 2 sides in the same coin, right? So this is one of the concepts, the pair of concepts introduced by the moral classics. Secondly, is the saying. In the first chapters, it says introduced to saying. One, they call it The rule cannot be narrated in details. Otherwise, it is not the rule itself. Firstly. Secondly, they say the name itself can be called, can be mentioned, but the name itself cannot last forever. These two things carry very heavy philosophical sense and telling people that you can never understand the rule of nature or the rule of society until through narration, until you make real practice on them and you apprehend them by yourself and you know it through your experience. So it is called the rule cannot be narrated. Once it's narrated, it's not the rule. Okay. Secondly, is the name itself. You name something, you name a person, you name the relationship of the person, etc., etc. But you can't prevent them from changing or from diminishing. Because, for example, your name or what you have done and what you have built a relationship with other people, but once you pass away from the world, there's no more existence of this name and also the relationship and other sort of relation of the similar matters. So it means, what does it mean? It means that our life are always changing. The world is always changing. The nature is always changing, so that we don't stick on that. So this is the moral classics. And if you want to go into more detail, just lay foundation right here. Want to know more details, look at the Yu Peilin professor. And he is called the Laozi. This book can be found in some other translation, in translation version. So if you cannot read Chinese, go to the translation version to the taste. Thank you very much, and see you next time for another class. Thank you.